G'day everyone, it's the Saint. If I think I'm looking well, it means I look fat. Nice winter's day in Sydney, I need to exercise and do gym and do a lot of walking. So that's what I'm doing, double tasking, vlogging and exercising at the same time and giving you a little bit of a tour as well. I'm very lucky to live in this area. This is wonderful. This is the Macquarie staircase. I don't know if at the Sydney gathering Angry Aussie's thinking of doing a ghost tour. I'm not sure if this is going to be on it, but this is a very famous staircase. Look how long it is. Now, there's a story to this staircase. I'm going down it now. It's very long. It's a very haunted staircase. This is where the famous Razor Gang used to lurk around this Macquarie staircase. They called them the Razor Gang because they used to cut people's throat, and then after they do that, mark X on the face, they were the Razor Gang. That's one of the murky pasts of King's Cross. So I've just left Potts Point, which is up on top of the cliff, and I'm walking down to Wooloomolloo. Wooloomolloo is below these cliffs. You can see that there are cliffs here and a car park which is all owned by the Navy. I'm just about to get to the bottom of the staircase. It's a long one, isn't it? You wouldn't want to have a pram. We'll have a look at Wooloomolloo, Cowper Wharf Road in Wooloomolloo, and I'm approaching Harry's Cafe de Wheels. This is a very famous place in this area, and as you see, it's right next to the Navy. And it's always been tradition that before the Navy people go to war or they go to sea for the last 50 to 100 years, since 1945, they would have a pie and peas here before they'd leave their last pie and peas. Atmosphere. Protected by the National Trust. Harry's Cafe de Wheels. I've got to keep walking. Well, we're along the point here towards Mrs. Macquarie's chair. Notice I've only crossed one road, Cowper Point Road, from my house in Potts Point to the Opera House. I only crossed one road and it's walking distance. It's why I live where I live. It's just fantastic. And we're very close to the Botanic Gardens. Now, there are little things that people miss in Sydney, like these sculptures here. These are glass panes, and on them, this one, you can see different treatments of glass, and some of them is poetry. This is a poem by Judith Wright about the roots that go deep, deep down into the ground. And all of this is etched in glass. You can see these through these gum trees. I had a cockatoo just above me that said hello. A lot of people forget that cockatoos live for a very long time. They live to over 100 years old. They outlive humans. So the English that they use could be 80 to 90 years old. That's when they learnt to speak English. Now, yeah, yew trees, steep, old and slow. Les Murray. All of this poetry here in these wonderful glass panels. This one's but beautifully in symmetry. Cockatoo up there, it's wild, but it would have been a domestic cockatoo once that's outlived its owners. Quite sad really when pets outlive their owners. But they talk to the tourists. The problem is they swear, and they use old swear words from 90 years ago. Some tourists think it's funny, others are not very abused. All these cockatoos everywhere. There's more over here. They've got such character to them. Reminds me, I wonder if Jeffrey's still talking to me. Probably not. Wonder how long that's going to last for. Yeah, okay, keep walking. You can see the fencing. They've made an attempt of recreating the fencing and the farm practices that they used to have back then. A lot of blossoms are out. You know that we're in the middle of August, and as you see, the weather is beautiful, and we're in the middle of winter. It's probably one of the nicest times of the year here because the spring rains haven't come yet. Anyway, I've got to keep walking. I'm supposed to be exercising. You can get lost around here. This is a palm tree alley, which is supposed to have as many palm trees and specimens of palm trees from around the world in the Botanic Gardens. And you can see the different palms from around the world. More bats up here. Yes, I've got to be careful being HIV. If one of them shits on me, I'm in lethal trouble. As you know, HIV people and bats don't mix, so I'll try and avoid them from shitting on me. We've got a greenhouse here that they built about 8 years ago, and this is what they came up with a greenhouse. And it's a fernery. You just heard that in an American accent. And the tree ferns go right up to the ceiling, and it's really quite beautiful in here. It's kind of like the sort of place you see at Currumbin and Cairns and all of those areas where you get to see examples of ferns and things from around the world. And they've got water again now that we don't have water restrictions now, and they don't expect to have water restrictions again in Sydney because we'll have our desalination plant running in the next few years. Look at that water. All these beautiful little pockets around the city that most people miss because they don't know where they are. Interesting. I've got to keep walking. This is exercise.